art installation that is drawing the ire of critics, what the city has committed cash to. Healthcare recruitment, who's joined a Saskatchewan team and taking in day one at the Saskatoon X.
This is CTV News with Chantel Saunders.
Good evening. We begin tonight with an art installation that has sparked debate over what the city spends on public art. Laura Woodward shows us the 3 giant rocks made out of plastic.
Gage Haubrick isn't sold on Saskatoon's new public artwork. Created by 2 Calgary artists, these rocks are made from plastic waste. The city paid nearly $300,000 for the 3 sculptures located at the Forestry Farm, Diefenbaker Park, and the landfill's Material Recovery Center.
Taxpayers shouldn't be shelling out hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay for large plastic rocks. It's ridiculous that anyone at City Hall thought this was a good idea.
In a written statement, the artist told CTV News the one-of-a-kind project required thousands of hours of specialized work and supported businesses in the local prairie economy. The city says the project aims to get people talking about recycling and plastic waste. Haubrick calls it a waste of money. He says the cost is equivalent to the annual municipal property taxes paid by 118 average homeowners.
So 118 families, their entire property tax bills went to building large plastic rocks instead of providing the services that people want in the city.
The city defended the spending, saying that the final cost remained within budget. City Council greenlit $310,000 for public art when it approved an adjustment to the Material Recovery Center budget in 2021.
I think the frustration and the response that we're getting from the community is valid. I've expressed my concern about the amount that this capital art program allocates, and I would like to see the percentage coming down.
Councillor Randy Donauer says he plans to bring up the concerns around these rocks at the next City Council meeting scheduled for the end of August. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
The province says its primary care nurse practitioner program is growing, with more providers signing on to improve access to primary care. But as Stacey Hine tells us, the health minister says there's still more work to do.
I feel incredibly honored to have the opportunity to serve my home community in this new role as a nurse practitioner.
Erin Boyce is Martensville's newest nurse practitioner under a primary care contract with the province, expected to care for at least 800 patients.
As nurse practitioners, we can help alleviate the stress on the system with enhancing accessibility.
Boyce is one of 26 nurse practitioners who recently signed on to provide publicly funded primary care through contracts with the Ministry of Health. The contract program launched last year, and the Saskatchewan Association of Nurse Practitioners says interest has been strong.
We knew that there was a need. We were interested ourselves, but I don't think we fully knew that it was going to take off and have this amount of interest.
Earlier this year, the province removed the cap on the number of contracts the Ministry of Health can offer. The health minister says the change is helping expand access to primary care, but more work remains.
As long as we have unattached patients in the province, it's not enough. Right? And so while we still have unattached patients in Warman and Martensville and other communities, it means we need to add more practitioners.
The NDP says while it welcomes more primary care nurse practitioners, the province is still facing a recruitment and retention crisis. And it says reaching a new collective bargaining agreement with healthcare workers would help.
We know that the system is bleeding out. We need to solve the crisis. That means signing a deal with healthcare workers as soon as possible, and it means addressing all the reasons why healthcare workers are fleeing to other provinces.
Earlier this week, the province highlighted thousands of healthcare hires, though Cockrell says they don't track exactly how many have left the system. However, he says recruitment efforts continue, with a third intake for primary care nurse practitioner contracts open until August 23rd. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Martensville.
We are learning more about two serious crashes in the Mourning area yesterday. The first happened just before 1 o'clock at the intersection of Highway 305 and Range Road 3050 at the north end of Mourning. RCMP say two minivans collided. Mourning Fire Rescue said it was a T-bone collision. RCMP say the driver and a passenger in one of the minivans were taken to hospital by STARS with serious injuries. The other minivan had 6 people inside. None of them were seriously injured. Investigators are working to determine what contributed to the crash. And a second crash near Mourning is also under investigation. Mourning Fire Rescue says one person suffered life-threatening injuries after the ATV they were driving rolled. No other details have been released about the collision. Meanwhile, the Martensville Fire Department says one person was taken to hospital following a collision involving an RV and a semi. They were called to the scene yesterday afternoon, just after 4:30 at Highway 12 and Lutheran Road. No details yet on what caused the collision, but the impact pushed both vehicles off the road. Both police and paramedics were also called to the scene in addition to firefighters. A 25-year-old woman has died following a rollover west of Meadow Lake. RCMP say it happened just before 1:30 this morning. The woman was the only person in the vehicle. She was taken to hospital where she died. She has been identified as being from the Flying Dust First Nation, which is near Meadow Lake. This comes as Saskatchewan RCMP are reporting that last year saw the highest number of serious and fatal crashes in the last decade. In 2025, Mounties were called to 113 serious and fatal motor vehicle collisions involving impairment. That's up from 2016 when RCMP responded to 58. RCMP say there's been a steady increase in the number of crashes despite enforcement efforts that include stop checks, education, and regular patrols. Last year, RCMP laid 1,650 criminal code charges for impaired driving and suspended 2,270 licenses. The service says with the long weekend coming up, they will be patrolling the roads and are urging people not to drive impaired. It's also urging people to slow down and pay attention while driving. The province's serious incident response team is providing a few more details about the arrest of a woman on a Saskatchewan First Nation earlier this week. On Monday morning, just after 5 o'clock, CERT says RCMP officers with the Loon Lake Detachment were at a home on the Mugwasagayagan First Nation north of Lloydminster to arrest a man on outstanding warrants. It says after a long discussion with the people inside, the man came outside and was arrested. A second man then came out of the house and was also arrested on outstanding warrants. CERT says during the second arrest, there was a physical altercation between the two officers and a 40-year-old woman. She then left the porch of the house and a second altercation happened between two vehicles. The officers then used physical force and a taser to restrain her. The Ministry of Justice says even though the arrest did not result in serious injuries, CERT will still look into the force used. The 40-year-old woman involved in the incident has been charged with 4 criminal offenses, including possession of cocaine and assaulting a police officer. CERT is also investigating the death of a man who died in police custody. RCMP say a 37-year-old man was arrested on the Thunder Child First Nation and taken to the Turtleford Detachment yesterday afternoon. About an hour and a half later, he went into medical distress. RCMP provided medical assistance and medical professionals were called, but the man was declared dead at the detachment. The stabbing death of a woman in Prince Albert overnight is being investigated as a homicide. It happened on 14th Street East. Prince Albert police say they were called just before 2 o'clock this morning where 27-year-old Dana Gauthier was suffering serious injuries. Police started first aid before paramedics arrived and took her to hospital where she was pronounced dead. A 16-year-old boy and a 15-year-old girl have been arrested. Police are still asking anyone with information on the crime to come forward. A man accused of second-degree murder in the death of a woman on a highway near Weyburn has had his bail review appeal denied. Tanya Myers was killed in September of 2025 when she was hit by a bullet while traveling on Highway 39. In November, 43-year-old Chris Fallman was arrested and charged with manslaughter, later upgraded to second-degree murder, as well as intentionally discharging a firearm while being reckless to the life and safety of another person. His bail was denied in November, the decision he was appealing. The province is providing funding to help the Saskatoon Police Service curb human trafficking. It's committing $160,000 to fund positions within SPS that coordinate, support, and advocate for victims of human trafficking and help them navigate the court system. They also help to educate the public on the crime with the goal of preventing more people from becoming victims.
Human trafficking does not always look the way people expect, and it doesn't have borders. It can occur in cities, towns, small communities, and our rural areas. It can involve physical violence, but it can also involve manipulation, coercion, financial control, and the exploitation of vulnerable people.
Today's cash commitment from the province is part of the National Action to End Gender-Based Violence, which the federal government has provided more than $8 million for. The Saskatoon X is in full swing. The gates to the Midway opened at noon today. This year's fair features 2 new rides, including the Super Miami and the Downdraft. To beat the heat, there is also a 22,000 square foot food tent for people to refuel and cool off. Lots to check out in the vendor section as well. As for entertainment, Theory of a Deadman and Sean Desmond are among this year's grandstand lineup. Organizers say there is something for everyone.
Saskatoon works hard and they want to play hard, and so they go to the concerts, they come to the fair, they come to the events that we put on here at Prairieland. It's always a very supportive city of live entertainment and live action.
The Saskatoon X opens at noon every day and closes at midnight. It runs until August 6th. And the X is where Jeff is tonight. And Jeff, it's a warm night to take in the fair.
It really is, and I'm glad you brought up that big 22,000 square foot, or how many big is regardless, but the big white tent. We're just outside the big white tent. The canopy, as they're calling it. We're on the edge of the Midway, and as you can see, the Mach 3 is behind me, but it's not running. I like to call the Mach 3 Matt Young's favorite ride. But yes, it's a great night. You mentioned it earlier, Chantel. Theory of a Deadman tonight. The Diggers will be on stage at the Kicking Horse Saloon, so lots of live music. The people are here. The rides are being ridden, the food is being eaten, and people want to know what the weather's going to be like. Well, right now the satellite and radar shot indicates not a lot of active weather across the prairie provinces. The big deal is going to be the heat, and so we certainly ask people, or certainly suggest to people, if they get their sunscreen on, they stay hydrated, because it's going to be a hot week here at the Saskatoon X. We'll have a lot more here from Prairieland Park later on.
All right, sounds good. We'll let you go for now, but we'll catch up with you in just a few minutes. 7 months after 3 credit unions merged to form Saskatchewan's largest credit union, officials say the focus remains on bringing the 3 organizations together. The merger of Connexus, Cornerstone, and Synergy took effect on January 1st, creating a network of 57 branches serving 50 communities across the province. Connexus' CEO says members should continue receiving the services they're used to, with future plans focused on enhancements, including improvements to digital banking and access to broader branch networks, adding that the merger has already shown some benefits.
And our intent there was to continue to grow with our members, so the success of our members, if they get larger from a commercial or ag perspective, we can continue to grow with them as we have pooled our capital, so we are able to support in that lending capacity.
The credit union says it remains committed to its rural and small branches like Melville, that recently opened up a new renovated branch. A Saskatchewan theatre company is being saved from closing. Regina City Council has approved an emergency grant to keep Globe Theatre open. As Donovan Mace reports, the request for the money came after cost overruns on the Globe's recent renovations led to a major shortfall.
There will be no curtain call for the Globe Theatre.
The Globe is important to Regina.
Regina City Council unanimously approving a $1.38 million grant for its downtown hallmark.
The Globe is an extremely important part of downtown, and now we have viability for the rest of our season.
After its recent renovations went well over budget, the Globe says it is more than $16 million in debt.
This is a capital infrastructure project that once we get that overhead out from over us, our operations are sound.
Weaver's hopeful Regina City Council's leadership in approving their portion of funding prompts other levels of government to do the same. The Globe does have an application to Ottawa for $12 million in grants through the Build Canada Strong Fund, which is yet to be approved. But now Council is looking to the province to step up.
We are part of the province, and to see that it is the city that has to step up is so incredibly frustrating, knowing that the impact to them is going to be so much less.
Earlier this week, the province announcing its support for arena projects in North Battleford, Prince Albert, and Saskatoon.
What's good for Saskatoon is good for Regina. But I call on the provincial government to follow our lead here today. We need your help.
And while the province did partner with the Globe through its renovations, the agreement did not include covering cost overages.
Given the investment that the three levels of government have already made in the Globe Theatre, I'd like to have a conversation about what that looks like.
Wyszynski says Council's approval has a wider impact to the entire downtown.
Institutions like the Globe Theatre that provide vibrancy to our community, that's what really drives people to be downtown.
Downtown is really blossoming, and I think Council just agreed that we're a big part of that.
The $1.38 million grant will come out of Regina's General Reserve, a fund used for emergencies this Sask, the mayor says, meets that criteria. Donovan May, CTV News, Regina.
Estevan is the latest Saskatchewan city to be equipped with an MRI. The $6 million project, funded by donors, is going ahead despite the Saskatchewan Health Authority initially saying no to the idea. Wayne Mantika explains.
The new MRI at St. Joseph's Hospital in Estevan goes into operation this week, with 1,000 patients already booked.
So our area, we have quite a large area. It's Estevan to Yorkton, all the way to Fort Qu'Appelle, down to the border over to Manitoba. And they sent us about a big bulk batch of about 600 recs. Now we have over 1,000 recs.
Estevan wasn't on the SHA's list of future sites for an MRI when local donor Elaine Wackham offered a $2 million donation toward one at St. Joseph's. Initially, the SHA turned down her offer.
The various people said, no, we can't do this, this can't happen, and da-da-da. So I just kept trying and getting different people, and other doors opened.
The SHA was concerned about ongoing operating costs. Elaine wanted to honor the memory of her late husband, Grant, and persisted in securing approval.
You know how it is when somebody tells you can't do something and you decide, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to work harder at this. I'm going to get it done. And that stubborn streak in me just said, no, I want this. These people need it. We all need it.
The Hospital Foundation quickly raised $4 million in additional donations, and the province agreed to cover the $2.5 million annual operating cost. 4 members of the existing medical imaging staff have taken training.
Always pushed to get this through, and of course, as we all know, with bureaucracy and different approvals and all of that kind of stuff, they think other communities are more important because they have longer wait times, but they didn't have a donor who was willing to offer $2 million. So we just kept asking.
Until now, Saskatchewan had 13 MRI units located in Saskatoon, Regina, and Moose Jaw. Estevan becomes the 14th through the persistence of a donor who wouldn't take no for an answer. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Estevan.
Still to come, remembering a Calgary boy who was missing for almost 2 weeks. Also, turbulence for WestJet passengers, what travelers need to know. You're watching CTV News Live from downtown Saskatoon. Thanks for staying with us. Calgarians are mourning the loss of 11-year-old Parker Wells. The nonverbal autistic boy disappeared on July 16th. And after a massive 2-week search, police found his body yesterday. Now tributes to Parker are growing. Tim Brooke reports.
In Lake Hawk Park, not far from where 11-year-old Parker Wells was last seen, a public memorial is growing.
His family's probably going through a lot, and there deserves to be a lot of memories left behind.
It's not just here either. Up the hill, more flowers and teddy bears and more notes a testament to the impact Parker had on complete strangers. Many gave countless hours of their summer to an exhaustive, desperate search.
I just feel horrible. Like, I feel like I could have searched the areas better, but...
After leaving his day home July 16th, police say Parker took this route through northwest Calgary and was last spotted here. It's believed he entered a culvert on the west side of Deerfoot Trail. Police say his remains were found on the east side of Deerfoot after he made his way through a maze of tunnels.
We reckon with this devastating news, and we stand with Parker's family as they begin what it has to be an unimaginable journey through grief.
The search and its ending touched so many. Experts urge Calgarians to talk it through with their neighbors who are likely feeling the same way. And parents shouldn't be afraid to explain to their children in simple terms what happened.
Validate their feelings, especially about their own safety. Again, that the uniqueness of the situation was extraordinary. And I think we want to do this in such a way that we don't contribute to the fears that kids may have about their own safety.
The Calgary Police Victim Assistance Support Team was set up Thursday to offer even more help.
Speak to our staff, our volunteers, and of course visit with our trauma dogs, just to get a sense of comfort and hopefully some resources and support as we move through this tragedy.
It's not what anyone was hoping for, but some mourners say a devastating resolution is still better than the unknown.
So there's closure for the family. My heart goes out to them, and I hope that they can go on with life, but at least we know something.
Turbulence is ahead for WestJet travelers as the union representing flight attendants issued a 72-hour strike notice and the airline retaliated. But there's still room for negotiations. CTV's Kathy Lee takes us through the next steps before WestJet applies the brakes.
A labor relations expert says the posturing between WestJet and the union is expected and all part of the bargaining process. Both sides have now issued lockout and strike notices, but there's still time to reach an agreement and avoid a work stoppage.
For many WestJet passengers, today's trip comes with a question mark. They're traveling knowing their return could look very different with the strike looming.
We're actually headed to San Diego, and so our dates are like right in the middle of the potential strike.
Obviously, I'm a bit worried about it. I think there's probably some alternatives I could get from there if it was impacted.
As bargaining continues, the union representing about 4,400 flight attendants has issued a 72-hour strike notice, while the airline has responded with a lockout notice of its own. In a statement, WestJet's CEO saying, "We sincerely regret the inconvenience and uncertainty this continues to cause for our guests." The union planned a press conference but canceled, saying in a statement, "Unfortunately, the parties are still too far apart on some key issues." Flight attendants voted 99% in favor of a strike mandate earlier this month. Wages, unpaid work, and working conditions, the major sticking points at the bargaining table. Issues similar to why Air Canada flight attendants went on strike last year for 3 days. This labor relations expert says despite today's escalation, there's still time to reach a deal.
It's really not uncommon at all to see these kinds of situations resolved with an agreement at the 11th hour.
While a strike could begin as early as Sunday, some flights could start being grounded as early as tomorrow unless a deal is reached. At least for these travelers, they are taking it in stride.
A little bit of panic, but we're going on vacation anyways. A few extra days doesn't hurt.
Getting stranded in LA isn't that bad. The strike and lockout notices come a day after both sides agreed to a wind-down plan, which outlines the details of how operations would be scaled back and how crews would be returned if there is a work stoppage. Kathy Lee, CTV News, Calgary.
CTV News has identified a Canadian intern accused of spying on NATO. Her job at NATO's Military Command Center was cleared by Global Affairs after being vetted by CSIS. Judy Trin digs into the details.
Reuters reported that the Canadian intern arrested for spying at the Military Command Center of NATO was named Claire Zed, which matches a former Statistics Canada employee identified in this federal court document. Claire Biwei Jiang worked in Ottawa and was accused of fraud, of deceiving the Canadian Border Services Agency into thinking she was two different persons. Documents show she was born in 1993. It's not known when she became a Canadian citizen. This former CSIS director says the suspect was caught before she could do greater damage.
The payoff for that operation is 15 years from now when that individual is the director or director general or higher. That's the big payoff, because then you have access to real information and useful information. At her level, the kinds of information she would have access to would be probably pretty minimal.
An account linked to Zhang shows that she was seeking an apartment in Mons, Belgium a year ago. The Post says she's starting an internship at Shape NATO. Zhang has degrees in economics and engineering. At the University of Ottawa, she was part of the Smart Connected Vehicles Innovation Centre. The lab does research on artificial intelligence, self-driving vehicles, and drone technology.
If the third-party country is in fact China, it shows China's interests.
Her LinkedIn profile says she also did work for the World Trade Organization, the Canadian Space Agency, and the European Space Agency. Before starting her work at NATO, her security clearance was approved by the Government of Canada after being vetted by CSIS.
There are a lot of opportunities to turn people, but sleeper cells sit for very, very long periods of time. And so the sort of reverse engineering that is done of this process to understand who she is, truly, and what we knew about her and what we should have known about her is going to be very telling.
CSIS has recently put out a warning that international students could be used in foreign interference operations. Zhang was first hired into the federal public service in 2017 through a federal student works program. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
I want to head back to Prairieland Park now, where the Saskatoon X is underway, day one, and that's where we find Jeff. And Jeff, it's a warm evening. You might need a light sweater later on once the sun goes down, but we're still into the 20s at this moment.
Still in the 20s right now, Chantel. We've got ourselves a pretty nice day to kick off the Saskatoon X for 2026. A little bit of a light breeze, but I think that's probably a welcome breeze. I know some of the people inside the big white tent were saying, Jeff, can you turn the heat down a little bit? But I'm afraid I can't do that, but we'll see what Mother Nature can do. But let's take a look at our current conditions. It is, as Chantel was saying, in the 20s right now. We've got ourselves a temperature of, well, it was 25 degrees, and then I believe it was certainly warm, but our almanac, 27 for a high, and there we go. We just keep on looping around. Our high today was 27 degrees, which is slightly above seasonal values, but there we go, 26 degrees, winds out of the north-northeast at 13, 24 degrees in Prince Albert, a similar sort of wind speed, but not the direction, a little different direction, and light winds in the Battleford's 25 degrees. As I mentioned, the almanac for Saskatoon, 27 degrees for a daytime high today. Typically, we should be around 26, but the record temperature at a smoking hot 40 degrees in 1946. The cold temperature record from 2002, 4 degrees. The sun came up at 5:25 and it went down at 9:01. We are going to be back here at the exhibition, checking in on some of the entertainment that you can see.
All right, sounds good. We'll check in with you in just a moment. Coming up, a look at how farmers are faring in the field. And as Jeff mentioned, we'll head back to the Saskatoon X. He's got a little magic up his sleeve.
It's a win for the arts community, but is everyone behind it? Friday on Your Morning, we're in conversation with the Globe Theatre about their $1.38 million ask to keep their doors open.
Welcome back to the Midway here at the Saskatoon X. There's lots of things going on, as we mentioned earlier on. The people are here riding the rides, eating the food, and checking out the great entertainment that comes with your admission. Of course, there's grandstand entertainment tonight. Theory of a Dead Man is on stage, but we're going to meet some of the other performers in just a little bit. But let's talk about the weather, and let's take a quick look at our satellite and radar shot. We can tell you there's not a lot to report. There's a persistent onshore flow off the BC coast. Unfortunately, most of the rain is going to be staying away from the areas where they need it because of the wildfires. But across the prairie provinces, we are looking at a high-pressure area that's still anchored in the United States, and that is creating that ridging effect, and we're feeling all that heat coming up from the U.S. All right, here we go. 26 degrees in Saskatoon, 24 in Prince Albert, and 25 in the Battleford, just to recap. Our hot and cold spot for the province, well, not a surprise. We've got some pretty roasty, toasty temperatures, but we can tell you that our hot spot, Maple Creek at 32 degrees, North Battleford, the cold spot at 8 degrees. Now time to check out what's going on with our future cast. We can tell you that, our current conditions, temperatures ranging from 24 degrees in Lloydminster, 28 in Swift Current and Moose Jaw and Regina, Estevan 26 in Yorkton, 25. Into central parts of the province, temperatures ranging from 24 in a number of locations up to 27 in Kindersley and Rosetown, so just a 3-degree range there. Up north, still pretty warm, temperatures in the low 20s for the most part, but it does warm up to 25 in La Ronge, and down in southern Saskatchewan. Again, it's been another hot day down in the Southland, and we can tell you that people are certainly worried about some of the areas towards the southeastern Saskatchewan. When we get into the evening hours, there may be some real nastier weather there. 30 degrees right now in Maple Creek, the coolest it gets on this part of our map. 20 in East End, 25 in Melville and Broadview. Now let's take a look and see what's going on with our future cast. There we go. I got ahead of myself. It's all the excitement of the exhibition. So as we take a look at what's going on with the future cast, you can certainly see these pressure lines aren't that close together, so not a particularly windy day shaping up. And with regard to active weather, yes, most of it's showing up in isolated fashion, but most of it in northern areas. Let's go around the province, take a look at Friday's temperatures. As you can see, these hot, we still have some watch boxes down in the southwestern part of the province in terms of severe weather, but no warnings for the moment. Let's take a look at our future cast, and we can tell you that we've got some warm temperatures up north as we take a look at that part of our province. Temperatures in and around 26 degrees tomorrow with mainly cloudy or cloudy skies, making our way to other parts of the province, west central area. High 20s, low 30s for tomorrow. Lots of sunshine in Kindersley and Rosetown. Down in the southwest, low 30s, and again, hot temperatures. Sunshine in Maple Creek, Leader, and Swift Current. Over towards the southeastern part of the province, still very warm. Temperatures in the high 20s, low 30s with a mix of sky conditions. And finally, for east central Saskatchewan, mainly cloudy skies and temperatures in and around the 26-degree mark. The detailed forecast for the Battleford's temperatures tonight will be dropping down to 16 degrees. Slight risk of a shower, risk of a thunderstorm. That's pretty much par for the course this time of year. Mainly sunny skies tomorrow and 28. The wind's backing off. And then as we take a look at Saturday, 32 degrees, but then starting to cool off. Sunday, a windy day is in store. Wind gusts up to 60 kilometers an hour, and a cool holiday Monday. For Prince Albert and area, an overnight temperature of 12 degrees, 27 with mainly cloudy skies tomorrow's. And then we've got ourselves temperatures that stay on the hot side until Saturday and then start cooling down on the holiday Monday, 16 degrees. Finally, for Saskatoon, an overnight temperature that drops down to 15 degrees with clear skies. Tomorrow, a bit more in the way of cloud cover. And as we take a look at tomorrow's high temperature, we've got ourselves a temperature of 28 degrees. In the 7-day forecast, it's going to be a hot Saturday. Temperatures in the low 30s, cooling off on Sunday a little bit, but windy conditions. And holiday Monday, 18 degrees.
I wanna touch that body, I wanna kiss that body, I wanna hold that, never let go of, nothing without your body.
Juno winner Sean Desmond headlines the Saskatoon X Grandstand on Friday night. Streetheart, Josh Ross, and Mother Mother are a few of the other headliners. Plus, there's plenty of live music at the Kicking Horse Saloon.
You mean you've never seen Godfather 2?
The Funny Thing About Men, created and performed by Mandy Williams, is one of the many indoor shows you can catch at the Saskatoon Fringe Festival. Plus, there's plenty going on outside as well. The Fringe is on until Saturday, August 8th. Donnie Peranto will be sharing the stage with Brad Johnner this coming Saturday at Candle Lake at the inaugural Lakeside Legends Cabaret. Along with the live music, organizers promise great food and lakeside atmosphere.
Is he a ghost? A monster? A god?
If you think he's playing games with you, he is.
Her Private Hell is the latest movie from Nicholas Winding Refn, the award-winning filmmaker behind Bronson and Drive. Set in a futuristic world, the two main characters are searching for loved ones while someone or something terrorizes the city. Her Private Hell opens on Friday at the Roxy.
All right, it's time for Pick of the Day. We've got a triple hit for you, and we're going to start off with this one. It is from northern Saskatchewan. I sure hope I've got the right one here. It's a float plane on Christopher Lake. That comes to us from Rita. From Viv. Viv says they're building a new McDonald's in Battleford. They already have the logo. And finally, David tells us we were launching our boat at the Hanging Hearts Lakes near Waskasiu when this bull elk walked onto the dock and gazed out at the lake for several minutes. Well, thank you all for sharing those photos. And if you'd like to share an image with us, you can do so by sending it to cfqcnews@ctv.ca. Please put Pick of the Day in the subject line, and if it's easier, scan the QR code and send those pictures to us.
Still to come on CTV News, Jeff returns with some special guests. We'll take you back to the first day of the X.
We are back at the Saskatoon Exhibition, and you know there's lots of great entertainment on the grounds and in the various pavilions, and it's all free, and we are so lucky that some people had time for us today. Aaron Matthews, a veteran, because, well, his dad is Doo-Doo the Clown, but you've been in show business, I guess, your whole life?
I have been so lucky to grow up performing at fairs and festivals just like the amazing Saskatoon X. Really, there is no better way to spend time with your family than at an amazing event just like this. So I got to grow up doing that.
Well, you've got some pretty amazing help this year because you got a brand new show. It's called Northern Lights.
Yes, Northern Lights Magic and Circus Spectacular. Really, we were inspired to put a show together that all came from our love of how beautiful Canada is. We travel Canada year-round, and we noticed something as wonderful as nature can bring people together. So what we wanted to do is bring together a couple of my favorite things that I've seen at fairs over my life, which is magic, circus, and some really great family fun.
Some really great family fun. Now, we've got some fantastic performers that people are seeing at home. Will they be seeing Aaron doing some magic as well?
They will. Not only do we got some of the best circus performers in the country, they're doing danger acts, they're doing hand balance, contortionism, juggling, hula hoops, all mixed with LED, but we got some big illusions in the show. So you're going to see a few huge illusions performed by myself. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And how many times a day do you perform?
We get to do it 3 times a day, which isn't enough. The crowds have been amazing here on the first day. We can't wait for the next week.
And just before we go here, did you get any advice from your dad? Because he has been performing for so many years, and he's certainly been very welcome, become a real fixture here in Saskatoon. Any special advice you got from your pops?
100%. The things that I love can make other people happy. So just keep on doing whatever I love doing. Follow my dreams. That's what we try to encourage our audiences to do as well.
All right. We're so happy that you had time for us today. And thank you to everyone behind us. And once again, the Northern Lights Circus and Magic Spectacular is happening right here at the exhibition. Chantal, send things back to you in the studio.
All right, sounds good. That's quite the act. We'll check in with you in just a few minutes. Well, when we come back, what the heat is doing for Saskatchewan crops, and later making a splash for a new attraction in Saskatchewan.
Here's what's happening in our community. The Nostradamus Factor Collective is inviting you to a Blacklight fundraiser on Saturday, August 1st. The event supports the collective's entry for Nuit Blanche in September. SCI Sask is hosting its 7th annual golf tournament on August 8th at Holiday Park Golf Course. You can submit your community event by visiting our website and clicking on Community Calendar or scan the QR code on your screen.
All right, we are back at the Midway at the Saskatoon X, and yes, things have cooled down nicely. Of course, I'm in the shade right now, but let's take a look at our rural forecast to see if it's going to be a cool Friday, and the answer is, well, not so much. We've got ourselves some pretty hot temperatures out there. As you can see, Meadow Lake, 28 degrees, the same for Lloydminster, getting up to 30 in Kindersley, 31 in Outlook, 26 in Wynyard, 27 in Hudson Bay. So, yes, temperatures for the most part in the high 20s at seasonal or above. Down in southern Saskatchewan, temperatures warm up again. Some pretty roasty, toasty temperatures in the low 30s. As you can see, a number of locations at 33. Tony D. But as we make our way over towards the eastern side of the province, it drops down, but it's not really crazy cold. Purdue, 29 degrees tomorrow. Winds out of the east at 20, but it will feel closer to 34. So there's a certain amount of humidity out there. And Purdue is one of those locations where internet plans of up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel.
Our recent heat is helping crops that were behind schedule, but for producers in drier regions, it is having a negative impact. Overall, most winter and spring cereal crops are in good or excellent condition. Most oil seeds are in good condition, but the high temperatures negatively impacted some crops during the flowering period. About 2/3 of pulse crops are in good to excellent condition. The heat and dry soil conditions were the major contributors to reducing the quality of crops. Some producers also reported damage from gophers, aphids, and cabbage seed pod weevils. Riders running back AJ Ouellette is week to week after a leg injury last week, so rookie Quali Conley could see another start this week against Edmonton. Conley scored his first career touchdown in his CFL debut against Toronto. In 2 games, he's got 107 yards on 20 carries. He's also caught 3 passes out of the backfield for 17 yards. Conley says the early season reps have allowed him to settle in and gain confidence. The Saskatoon Berries are inching closer to catching the Moose Jaw Miller Express for the top seed in the WCBL's East Division as the league enters its final weekend of the regular season.
He hits this one in the air, straightaway center. Going back is Jalen King at the wall. You can kiss that baby goodbye.
Josh Henson's 5th inning grand slam solidified a massive 17-4 Saskatoon win over Medicine Hat last night. The win pulls the Berries within a game and a half of first place Moose Jaw. The Mavericks' loss also helps Weyburn and Regina's playoff chances, despite both of those teams losing. The Beavers fell 12-7 at home against Swift Current, while Regina finished an 8-game road trip with a 10-2 loss against the Gulls in Sylvan Lake. Coming up, how some hometown officials were making waves with a new water slide. Then we check in with Jeff one last time at the X.
Select Hair Services brought to you by Sage, the beauty bar.
Stay with us for another great night of television starting tonight at 7 with The Big Bang Theory. Well, we know it's hot throughout Saskatchewan, and a new water slide in Maple Creek is cooling things off, but really making a splash. To mark the opening of the new attraction, a town official and the mayor took the plunge down the new slide in their clothing. A fun way to celebrate the day and perhaps cool off. Well, Jeff, I don't think there's any water slides at the X, but have you checked out the giant slide yet?
I have not checked out the giant slide. I'm waiting until you come down here and we'll do it together.
Well, you know how I feel about it.
I know it's one of your favorites.
Oh, yes.
I know how you feel about it. But, of course, right behind me is the Mach 3. And, of course, I think we all know how our colleague Matt Young feels about that one. We can always show the tape from previous years. But, hey, it's been a great first day. Of course, we had the exhibition parade yesterday. A great opening day in terms of the weather. And it looks like temperatures are going to be really quite nice. want to make sure to say hello to Fran. I know Fran had a rough winter with regard to her health, but she's back on the mend, feeling fine. So, Fran, we were talking to Craig and Blaine today, and they said we should give you a shout out, and we're happy to do that. But yes, we've got ourselves a great evening here tonight. Theory of a Dead Man, the great lineup of grandstand performers coming up, and look like the Mother Nature's going to be cooperative, with the exception of the windy conditions on Sunday. As you can see, warm temperatures on Sunday, but windy, but cooling off on holiday Monday, but then bouncing back with nice temperatures as we make our way into the middle of next week. So all in all, weather is looking great.
Sounds good. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.